Hello and welcome to Paramecia, a One Piece fancast where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is John.
My name is Franz.
And we're finally back from break.
Hey, must be the money.
Yeah, it was, I think you mentioned it last week, all of Jump was on break for Obon.
Yeah. The week of Obon is finally finished, so everyone's gone back to work and we finally fucking get our publication.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, finally.
Yeah, this week, how dare they ever get a break from work?
Yeah, how dare those wage slaves think they can visit their family? Yeah, no. We're back this week with chapter 914, Leftover Town?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leftover Town. And, alright, this cover story threw me for several different loops.
We're going to be talking about this for 40 minutes, so buckle the fuck in.
Yeah. So it's dropping in on the lives of the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet, Volume 42, Special Arc, This is Dyed Cloth City. And it shows somebody holding a bag, and there's a town full of windmills, and then there's a wall of, like, flags. Like, just different assorted flags of just, I don't know, different flags. And the person there is wearing like a black cape. And at first I thought it might be Shanks. And then you brought up a good point that the man is also carrying a bag on the arm that Shanks doesn't have. So it can't be Shanks.
And like before anyone like dares to think, oh, but what if it's just like a production error? They've been so deliberate about exactly what arm is fucking missing. Like, they never have shown him with his left arm. I mean, we're lore monkeys, yeah. But, like, I don't want to say never. But they've never shown him with his left arm since then.
Yeah. Like, a production mistake would be like, okay, in one panel, they, like, accidentally draw Sanji's eyebrow curly on like the other side or something, like something that could just, whatever, but something that has defined a character for over 20 years, I don't think they're just about to be like, hey, he off screen got a new prosthetic.
Whoopsie daisy. So one thing I do want to bring up is that like he's holding a bag, or more specifically it's a basket, or even like this is a little bit of a long haul, but like there's a hole on the side. He's holding it from the top, and there's a hole on the side. What if baby carriage?
Oh shit, maybe?
That again, it seems like quite a long haul, but what if?
Yeah, I have no idea. And also, who is it? It could be like a mystery person, but it says like it's like this cover story is still a part of the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet cover story like arc. So I'm assuming whoever it is has something to do with the Grand Pirate Fleet. Even though he didn't join, I think as of right now I'm putting my money on it being Bellamy, because he didn't technically join. He didn't drink the sake cup, but he did take Luffy's Vivre card. He was like, oh, like, I'm not gonna join the pirate fleet. I forget the reason he gave. It was probably just him being like prideful or whatever, but he did take, he did verbally state, oh, I'll take part of the Vivre card anyways. So yeah, I want to say Bellamy, but I don't know why he's here or what. We just don't have enough information.
Exactly. Like where the fuck this could be, Lord knows. And like another thing where like it might be Bellamy is like his cape covers Bellamy's dumbass feet.
Yeah. And his dumbass vest and his dumbass everything.
His dumb
God, fuck Bellamy.
This is a Bellamy hate cast.
Yeah. You've heard of fan casts now. Introducing hate cast.
God, I fucking hate him.
Yeah, Bellamy's an asshole. Just so I don't spiral down like the anger that is the hatred of Bellamy. Last thing I'll bring up about this cover story. On the windmill all the way to the right, in between the top two like windmill blades, I guess they're called, that's Shanks's Jolly Roger. Like, you can see the blade, you can see the part of the skull, and you can see where the 3 slashes from the scar are. So I don't know if this means that wherever this is Shanks's like territory in the New World, or if this is maybe like the place that makes all of the Jolly Roger flags.
See, whichever the case, I think it'd be incredibly interesting, because like let's operate that this is like Bellamy. He's going into Shanks' territory. What the fuck's he gonna do? Let's say he's going to get like a fucking flag or a Jolly Roger like commissioned or something. What, like, is he bringing back the Bellamy pirates? God, I hope not. But you know, that's maybe interesting. And maybe then he'd like quote unquote join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that now that you're spitting this hot fire at me, because Dressrosa was Bellamy's like breaking point and the start of his rebirth, you know, because he broke in that fight with Luffy. Like, he got puppeteered against his will at first, and then when he was out of Doflamingo's control, he was like crying fighting Luffy, because he's like, this is the only thing I have in life, like there is no going back for somebody like me. And Luffy was pissed off, like, dude, of course there is, fuck off. But then even after that fight, like when all of them are on the ship like drinking the sake for the Grand Fleet, like Bellamy was there. So he said he didn't want to join, but he took the Vivre card, which to me sort of implies like a change within Bellamy. I'm hoping that Bellamy will come back to the story, and I know I'm not gonna like absolutely love his character, but I feel like Dressrosa really was like the changing point for him, you know? Like, that was much like it was for Law. Like, Law's entire life was devoted to taking down Doflamingo, and Bellamy's entire life thus far, well, at least as long as we've known him, has been devoted to like, oh, Doflamingo's so sick, I'm gonna join his crew, and then Doflamingo just not caring about him and treating him like shit. And he finally realized that in Dressrosa, which, now that you're saying that, if this is Bellamy, I do think that maybe he's coming here to get a Jolly Roger for like a newly reformed Bellamy Pirates, I guess.
Right.
I doubt it'll have the same people.
Oh god, no.
I doubt it'll have any of the same people on his previous crew, because they were all shitheads, but I feel like
they were all Doflamingo like underlings and shit too, so
yeah. So yeah, okay. I agree with that. You have convinced me.
All right. Fuck Bellamy. On to the
actual you have
chapter.
Convinced me. Fuck Bellamy.
Oop, this is the wrong translation.
Nice. Yeah, I have both up just for the thing that happens later, because I won. I just realized something about it that I want to say later on, but
all right.
Yeah. So we start right where we left off. We get a name for the town actually now, Leftover Town, in the Curry like county or whatever in Wano country. And Tama they off-screened Tama like drinking, like she's fine now. She's up, she's looking cute. She's like, yeah, she's like cheering because the medicine worked.
She's cheering because she's alive.
Yeah, yes. And I love Zoro like freaking out. Zoro has some of the greatest moments in this chapter, I gotta say. Just the greatest reaction. Not moments, yeah, because he has some good stuff, but he's like freaking out to Tama, like what the fuck? Like, how did it work that fast? And Tsuru explains that like, oh, like the tea we gave her or whatever, the bogle weed, like it eliminates poison from your body. Like it can't eliminate all the poison. Yeah, but it fucking works, basically. Bogle weed, it fucking works.
And then we get Otsuru going to O-Tama, just like, cool, it worked, great, fantastic. Don't drink that water again. And immediately after that, she's like, yeah, cool. And her tummy's rumbling. And immediately he's like, a warrior shame, water, river. And fucking Otsuru's like, get the fuck back here.
O-Tama's a river water junkie, dude. Like,
she needs her fix.
O-Tama needs her fix of like nasty, probably not clear river water.
Goodness gracious. Probably some muck ass, like, damn. She loves fracking water.
Dude. Okay, here's my transition. She loves fracking water like I love my new One Piece wife. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
O-Kiku is everything. Okay, so it shows O-Kiku tending to Zoro's wounds. And holy fuck, she is like 3 heads taller than Zoro. She's fucking huge. Oh my god. She's, sorry. It's just, sizes of characters in One Piece like this fucking... we did it in another episode. We could go all day about the height of characters in One Piece, but...
She's probably about like 10 feet tall or something. Easily.
She's a safe 10 feet. Yeah, no. So it shows her tending to Zoro's wounds. And Zoro, I think, has everybody's reaction when you see this panel. He's like, thanks. You're a big girl, aren't you? And Luffy's reaction to it is so great because he's just eating and just... I imagine it just ever so nonchalantly. Just, Big Mama's bigger. Like, he's just so unimpressed. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, Big Mama's bigger.
Luffy just doesn't give a shit. Zoro might have been, like, horny on main like you are. But Luffy's just sitting there like...
Oh, dude, yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Luffy's like, Luffy's like, I've seen bigger. No, but then she tells them, oh, a sumo wrestler was coming on strong to me earlier. Thank you both for driving him off. And then she introduces herself and she says, I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. I doth be O-Kiku. And then they're like, doth? Like, they're confused. And in the Jaimini's box translation, because they love their translator's notes, it says, I am Okaku. But it says translator's note, or O-Kiku uses the term Sesha to address herself, which is only used by male samurai. And I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, like, everyone's being fucking disgusting. Oh, she's really a man, whatever. Like, I'm gonna fucking make the hard call right now. As far as I know, samurai could only be male back then, right?
I'm almost positive, like, for the most part,
there's probably like mega fringe cases, but
yeah,
like
exactly.
I'm talking like 99% male.
Exactly.
So I think the translator's note is what's fucking people up, because I think it should say like Sesha is a term used by samurai to address themselves.
So like it's not just that, like,
well, fuck yeah, why didn't I just ask you?
Yeah, Japanese lesson real quick. In English, we have like personal pronouns and whatnot. So like referring to yourself in the first person, you don't say your fucking name, you say I. In Japanese, good fucking luck. It's a function of gender expression in that...
Watashi wa?
Yeah.
Boku ga?
Watashi is neutral. And then from there, it goes like masculine or feminine. Like masculine seen like ruder, feminine is seen as more like professional nowadays, but like back then, I don't fucking know. And so, you've probably heard Ore. Ore is very masculine. Boku's kind of like between Ore and Watashi. There's also Watashi, which is like a step down from Watashi. Uchi, which is like a few steps below that. And then there's Atashi, which is I'm a girl, essentially.
Nice.
And so there are a few other like not really used ones that like you might hear like villains like Frieza use. And like I don't want to get into it that much, but Sesha is definitely some fucking crazy ass, like definitely like never used past the fucking like Warring States era, because it's two kanji. The first kanji stands for like, you know, bungling, clumsy, unskillful. And the second kanji is one of the kanji for person. And so basically in introducing yourself as like Sesha, like, yeah, it's used only by samurai basically. And what's the word? Dictionary. Haha. The dictionary that I'm using, it says like primarily used by samurai. There's no like aspect of gender there, most likely because it's somewhat safely assumed. But when it comes down to it, like, she might also be just referring to herself as like, hi there, my name's O-Kiku and I'm a fucking useless idiot. Which is how I introduce myself, but, you know, enough about that.
Which isn't every day for us, but like, no, yeah, I honestly, I think it's that I'm still believing in the theory from last week where she's Kikuhime, like she's a princess. And there's some other stuff that happens later in the chapter that kind of feeds into that theory.
Yeah, we'll finish off this talk once we get to that point.
Yeah. We'll get to it. We then immediately cut to O-Tama refusing a meal from Suru. And she's like, no, like, take this away. I can't even pay for the medicine you treated me with. Like, there's no way I could afford this. And then Suru is like, oh, like, don't worry about it, just eat. And then we really get to see sort of O-Tama's like really like a sense of, I guess, honor, you would call it, like a sense of like no, like there's, I can't take this because I can't, like, you know, pay for it. Like, I want to, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it correctly.
And like, she's like 7. Like, this is absolutely crazy and depressing to see.
Yeah, exactly. She continues to like not accept it, and she says, I can't do it. I'll repay the price of those herbs one day. And then Suru like grabs her by the collar and is like shaking her.
No, hold on. She like, so O-Tama's like across the fucking room, and then like, yeah. I want to believe that like Otsuru fucking gadget fingers her.
I thought gadget finger or the Akuma like sucks when you teleport.
It just grabs her. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but she Suru is pissed, and she's like, silence, child. Once a woman serves her food, there's no I don't want this or take it. I can't take this. She's like, I refuse to take back this plate. She's like, if you won't eat it, I'll throw it on the street. And even O-Kiku is like, O-Tama, just fucking do it. Like, there's no convincing her. Man, yeah, so she ends up taking it, and then we get like my favorite scene from this chapter, because it's just so so wholesome. God, it's just so good. Zoro and Luffy are sitting with her, and Zoro's like, come on, like, don't just hold it, like, eat it. And then Luffy's like, besides, you deserve it, it's your birthday. And then Zoro's like, is it? And then they're like, yeah, so like, they're just they're like older brothers. They're just like looking after O-Tama. I mean, like I don't know, the way Zoro said like, oh, is it, like all excited, I was like, oh man, like they're just looking after this little girl.
Dude, I'm so like, really crack theory, don't hate me, O-Tama for Straw Hat.
I swear to God.
No. Hold on. Listen to me real quick. So Ace came in saying, "Oh, I'll take you in if you're some amazing shinobi or something when you're a little older." Here she is a little older, expecting Ace to, like, take her away. Who's gonna take her away? Luffy. Damn, I got it. It's not a crack theory anymore, real theory. I don't subscribe to this theory.
She's fucking 8, and the admirals would murder her.
Hell
Scratch
yeah.
that. She's fucking 8, and the gifters would murder her. They almost sold her off to, like, a brothel, dude.
God damn.
She's gonna get she's gonna get, like, Guilty Gear, like, destroyed if she joins the Straw Hats.
Whatever. So the poor thing, she, like, takes a sip of it, and at first she, like, makes this, like, face like she doesn't know what to do, but she just enjoys it. So she starts crying, tearing up, and just bawling. It's so yummy, like, I can't believe it. And then, like, Luffy's like, "You've never had this shit before?" And I was like, "Nope." And he remembers what the Tengu man was saying. It's like, we live mostly off millet. And, my god, the poor thing.
Oh, the next panel is so cute. She's like, "There's mochi in here. It's so fancy." And she's like, "Thanking you so much." And she, like, her little feet, she's, like, really excited. Like, her little feet are going up and down. Oh my god. I don't think I'll ever have a birthday like this ever again. I'm like, oh no.
Oh no. Well, it's confirmed. She's joining the Straw Hat Fleet the moment she does.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
Yeah. And then Luffy, so we get, like, a fucking snippet into her, like, ability. And Luffy's like, because she's like, "Mochi, mochi," like, she's excited for the mochi in the soup. Luffy's like, you could pull it off of your cheeks. And then she's like, "Yeah, but that mochi doesn't fill me up."
Like, so hear me out. She's, like, loving the whole mochi and everything. Luffy's hating it. He's having, like, PTSD, like, real quick.
Oh my god, yes.
She's like, "Mochi, mochi, mochi," and as it's going, like, you just see.
As she's seeing mochi, he's remembering Katakuri rolled up like a donut using diced mochi.
And then he's just sitting there, like, I feel like when he says, like, "Your cheeks produce the stuff, kid," he's, like, trying to be, like, cutting about it.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Luffy honestly should have some, like, that was fairly recent. I think it was only a couple of weeks after this or something. But yeah, so I mean, we get, I guess the confirmation nobody asked for, that, like, she can't just sustain herself by eating herself. Like, I saw some people, like, there was, like, one guy who was like, couldn't she, like, who said the same thing, like, couldn't she just eat the mochi, like, couldn't she just make mochi balls and eating if she's starving? And I'm like, dude, that's the same kind of guy that's like, if you plug the extension cord into one of the plugs on the extension cord, it's free energy, bro.
Oh my god. I mean, we've all thought it, but, you know,
yeah,
we're more mature now.
At one point, we've looked at that picture and we were like, I mean, it's pretty sound reasoning.
It just fucking works, bro.
At, like, 5 years old, we were like, I mean, it's right there. It works for me.
See. No. Okay, welcome to our physics cast, our electrical engineering cast. The reason it doesn't work is because, so people always plug in the extension cord into itself. Wrong. I got the real tech. You take, like, some double-ended, so, like, it's always grossly referred to as, like, male and female end. You take, like, a double male end cable. You plug one into the outlet, and then you plug the other one back into the outlet below that one.
Yeah, I'm just giving myself some free energy, bro. Big Energy doesn't want you to know this hack.
It's
Jesus.
Dude, I figured it out. Hold on, the government's after me.
Yeah. We've solved the energy crisis. All right. Well, after solving the energy crisis, O-Tama is like, this is the best day ever. Immediately as you turn the page, she's knocked out. Like,
I mean, dude, me as fuck.
it's so cute. Like, you could tell that, like, this was like such a big day for her, you know? Like, it was her 8th birthday, and like, I don't know, she got to eat that. She got to be with like Luffy and Zoro and all them. I mean, granted, she was like poisoned for half of it, but still, like, it was exciting. And then she like knocked out, and Osuru is just like watching over her, or O-Kiku, sorry. Suru is with Zoro and Luffy, and she's explaining to them, like, yeah, you're gonna find kids like her all over Wano. Wano is a complete shithole right now. Like, it's absolutely fucked. And Luffy is like, to think a kid like her can't even eat her fill. And then I'm looking at his face while I read that, and I'm like, yeah, like, Luffy's pissed, like something's, like, hell yeah. Immediately followed by, of course, when she grows up, she'll be able to stomach as much poison as she wants. They're like, no, that's no, you genetic freak, that's not how this works.
I feel like, so even us as readers, we tend to forget that Luffy is immune to poison now.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like he forgets that other people aren't immune to poison now. So
yeah. That has become the norm in Luffy's life. Like, oh, there just isn't a thing. Like, poison doesn't exist anymore.
He can just... Dude, he can drink poison.
He could drink Magellan.
What does Magellan taste like?
Probably grape, if I had to assume anything.
But are you saying that because, like, herder poisons purple?
I'm saying that because it's purple. Yeah.
Why does poison have to be purple? And why does purple have to be grape? Actually, you know what? Grape is not a good flavor. Purple's a good flavor.
Okay, yeah, it would taste like purple.
but you know what I mean, right? Like, grape's a flavor and purple's a flavor that's kind of grape, but it's purple.
Yeah, it's the whole, like, there's like blue raspberry, and then there's blue.
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
blue raspberry is blue because blue raspberries don't exist.
Okay, well, you know, fuck you.
okay, back to the chapter.
Okay, well, they don't have purple flavored Gatorade in Wano because everything's a shithole. And she's like, and Suru goes on to explain, like, you know, normally she wouldn't have any trouble finding anything to eat, but she's like, oh, like, basically with all the factories and shit, like, you know, the Shogun's people are like fucking up. And then she's like, oh, you two are so kind for helping out and doing all this shit. She's like, what's your name? And then Zoro's like, I'm Zorojuro. And Luffy's like, I'm Monkey D. Immediately, just call him Luffy Taro.
I love this. I'm so, if you all remember, I made a whole, like, analogy where, like, oh, O-Tama with, like, her whole, like, millet dango, like, power had something to do with, like, the story of Momotaro, and then we have Momonosuke. But, like, is Momonosuke supposed to be Momotaro, or is Luffy supposed to be Momotaro? I'm confused now.
I have no idea. Honestly, I think the reality of it is that Oda just really likes that story, because there's a lot of references to it that, like the admirals, the original 3 admirals, are named after the animals in Momotaro.
That's true.
And it's like, now we got O-Tama, like, taming the monkey with the mochi millet ball, or with the kibidango. And it's like, I don't know.
Oh,
they could both be Momotaro, but
depressing side note: the voice actor, the Japanese voice actor for Borsalino, his name is Unsho Ushizuka, unfortunately has passed away.
Yeah, that sucks. I didn't realize. So I knew he did. I knew he did Borsalino, Kizaru, and Joseph Joestar, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Old Joseph. I knew he did those two. I didn't know that he did Heihachi from Tekken.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, Harada's Twitter, he reposted the post and he's like, rest in peace. I was like,
he also did many he did Mr. Satan. He did Hohenheim from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, he did yeah, rest in peace. He was, the fact that I didn't know he did all those voices is a testament to how good he was.
For real.
Yeah, rest in peace. Let me continue with this before I get too all up in my feelings.
Yeah, sorry for the bummer.
About yeah. We only get one bummer per episode. Fuck, where were we? Oh yeah, she's just like, oh, Suru's like laughing at the fact that they're being really fucking sus and weird about their names. And she's like, oh, you guys aren't from around here. Like, you guys' manner of speaking is quite strange. And she's like, oh, I'm surprised you made it in to Wano. Like, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. And she's like, I too recently came to this town, and O-Kiku's only been with me for a month. Yeah, little more hints. And then Zoro's like, why is it called Leftover Town? And then it's just like this really sad description of just like, it's not even that they eat leftovers left over by the shogun or whatever. It's like all of the people are literally leftovers of the society that once was. And it's like, oh shit, that's kind of sad.
It's so shitty. And they also like get the leftovers of like the like all the officials and all like the big shots that live in the city that's literally like right next to them. Kind of, it's across the vast expanse of desert that is now like the county that they live in.
Yeah, it's kind of really, I like it because it really, Oda's really doing a good job of showing you like the effects of the Shogun and Kaido's presence in Wano. Because it with Doflamingo, like we saw the dark underbelly of Dressrosa, but like on the surface when we first got there, it's like, hey, it's kind of whimsical. It's like Spain,
hey,
and there's
poppin'.
Weird toys everywhere. Yeah, this shit's popping. I like this. And then when you, by the end of the arc, when you learn everything, you're like, fuck, there's a whole bunch of fucking toy slaves everywhere, and like the Tontadas are actual slaves. Dude, it's fucked. But this one is just, Kaido and the Shogun really just don't give a shit about the people of Wano at all. They're just like, fuck it, we're taking over, and if you don't like it, too bad.
Real quick, there's like, so in the panel where she's like explaining that, there's a dude just like building a wheel out of wood.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be story important, but like I don't think Oda knows how buckets are made.
Just you wait. Just you fucking wait, dude.
We get Mad Max, but like cars made out of wood.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's God. We are going to get Japanese. We've already gotten Japanese Mad Max, but we're gonna get more of it. Especially later in the chapter, they kind of run through the desert chasing after that guy.
Dude, I'm hyped for this. But before we get to that, Luffy starts asking a little more about the poison-free food. And Otsuru points out the mountain without smokestacks. And she says that there was the place that, like, it's not there anymore, but Odin Castle used to be there. Like, Momonosuke's dad used to rule from that mountain.
Yeah, over like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and then which would fit him right around like Gold Roger times. And Luffy's dumbass is just like, Odin, who the fuck is that? And Otsuru continues without him, saying that the Kozuki clan ruled Wano before, the rulers had been there for a long time, and the whole like base of the mountain, the fields, was delicious food that was for the people that were like living there, and it wasn't meant for Orochi and all his assholes to like control.
Yeah. And then Luffy is just immediately like, where is it? Like, where is this food? Like, where is the physical location of this poison-free food? And then Suda's like, yeah, safe and delicious food, water, clean water and clothes, except all of it belongs to the new shogun, to Orochi. She's like, behind the Great Torii Gate, there's a city in which the officials and big shots live. And she's like, behind there, like, they don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Like, they got clean food, they got everything. And she's like, and this is where she explains it. She's like, we're all of us here in this town, we're literally the leftovers. Like, this is it. And then Zoro, like, in a fucking instant, pulls out friggin' oh my god, I forgot the name of the sword, but you can tell by the hilt. He pulls out Sandai Kitetsu, and he just blocks like an arrow meant to go straight through Suru's like throat. And then we get it, dude. And then it happens.
Dude, so we get a Nota box. There's a man, he's flying with an arrow. He's got like tusks, he's got a mustache and everything. He's got wings, that's how he's flying. And it's like, who's that? Oda answers with, gifters. The owner of the bat smile fruit, Batman.
It's like the Smash commercial, dude. Everyone is here.
No. Dude.
We got Batman, dude, and he's like, I heard you bad-mouthing the Shogun, and then because he has the bat fruit, he's like, my hearing is 6 times better than a human's. And Zoro's like, dude, you know, if you hit her, like, she would have been dead.
People die when you kill them, bro.
Yeah, Zoro's like, I feel like Zoro's kind of like, he's like, dude, like, you could have killed her, and he's about to like murder Batman. And then he just goes on like, oh, like, you know, if you guys stayed in your lane, I wouldn't have had to do this. Like, any talk of rebellion is gonna get squished. And then he just starts firing arrows. Zoro's deflecting them all like a boss. And then he recognizes Zoro. He's like, oh, there have been thefts from plantations the last few weeks. And he's like, don't tell me you guys are behind them. Well, okay, he mentions that. And then he's like, wait a minute, the one-eyed one, I saw your portrait in the Kawaraban paper. So I think the people he's talking about, like the people who steal foods from the plantations, is not, he's talking about somebody else. And I think it has to do with who's the last panel of the chapter.
I do agree. It has to be that, because Zoro's not that smart. And we saw him like hunting out in the plains. Yeah,
exactly. It was like hunting like croco sharks. But then immediately, like, in the midst of all this talking, it cuts to Luffy, a panel of Luffy looking, like, darting everywhere looking, and he screams, like, Tama! And Tama is stolen by another Oda box, Gifters, owner of the Gazelle Smile Fruit. Gazelle Man.
Oh, Oda really put in work for this naming scheme, man. Like, goddamn.
God, I love it. And he's like, ho ho ho, I run like the wind, 200 kilometers per hour.
Which, like, gazelles don't do that.
Yeah.
That's what? Like, for Jesus. Those of y'all in miles per hour, tails miles per hour, that ends up being like what? Like 160 miles per hour or something like that?
I think so. Hold on. 2 miles, 124 miles an hour.
Hey, give or take 40.
Yeah, close enough. But yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. So he steals O-Tama, like he has her in his arms, and he's like, well, like, we're gonna take her. And my girl, O-Kiku grabs a fucking samurai sword off of like a carrier, like an actual like like a
those like guys that like live in like Seattle and shit, that like they have their like man rooms, their like man caves, and then on a shelf they have like 6 different swords on those like little racks. She takes it off of one of them.
5 of them are from Bleach.
And then the other one is what's his name, Kirito from
yeah, oh my god,
dude.
Yeah
Man,
it's one of those holders.
Seattle's pretty good. This isn't a Seattle hate cast.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Seattle's pretty alright. But yeah, O-Kiku grabs the sword and jumps on the back of the lion dog, and she's like, we gotta go. And Zoro is like, dude, she just grabbed a sword. And then Suru's like, apparently she could use it, but I've never seen it. And then Luffy just, the second, like, having to do with O-Kiku. Luffy fucking slingshots his arm and grabs onto the dog. And he's like, we're coming with you, dude.
And Otsuru's like fucking freaking out. She's just like, kids on!
Yeah.
Which, hey, she might know, like, about, like, fucking Straw Hat Luffy, the Gomu Gomu fruit. She might know or some shit. But most likely not, but hey, what if she does?
Yeah, I'm thinking she might not, but that's only because of what happens. That's only because of the reasoning of what happens next. So they jump on board, and then she's like, why are they after the kid? Like, I don't know, but we gotta bring her back. And Zoro's like, oh, they meant to do this. Like, this was not an accident. Like, they meant to kidnap O-Tama. And then O-Kiku pulls out, like, a book. A notebook of some kind. They don't show it. But she says their officials, they're off to the officials district, no doubt. There are 3 headliners in the city right now. Hawkins, Hold'em, and Speed. And she's like, there's also 30 warriors with powers gained from synthetic mysterious fruits. And then they're like, you've written this all down? Who the hell are you? And then that's when she says, like, I doth be a samurai. So, oh, buddy. So much in that little bit. I really do still think that she is a princess. To me, it just makes sense. If she was a princess of wherever in Wano, whether she's part of the... I don't know if she would be part of the
Kozuki family.
Yeah, I don't know if she would be a part of the Kozuki family or not. But regardless, she's a princess of some sort. And it's like, of course, if you're a princess, you would be in the royal city like the entire time. They would never let you, like, even if Wano was as peaceful as it was, they would never let the princess just like go anywhere she wanted, without some kind of bodyguard. So this is my crack theory, the extended crack theory from the last chapter we covered. I still think she's a princess, and I think that she has this all written down because, like, this is literally, like, that is her knowledge of the outside world. Like, when she learns something about these new towns, she, like, writes them down. And I think that the whole speech thing of her saying Sesha to introduce herself, I think she was probably raised by a samurai after all of that shit with Oden went down. Like, she was probably really young when that happened. And then that whole like all of that went down, Oden died, and then the shogun took over. I'm assuming she went into hiding with, like, the bodyguard meant to protect her, and he probably taught her, like, how to be a samurai. And just growing up with him, she was probably, like, picked up his speech habits or something.
I definitely, like, agree it's most likely something like that, because especially going, like, off the fucking limb where it's like, she's a man. It's like, shut up, dude. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
1, who cares? 2, what?
2, it just doesn't make sense. She would have nothing to gain. Like, it wouldn't make sense. She would have nothing to gain unless we learn something new. There's no reason for that to be like a point for any character, really. Like, I don't know. That seems way too, that plot point that people keep bringing up seems way too not Oda, if that makes sense. Like, Oda wouldn't do something that stupid. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like we're not saying Oda's the wokest like mangaka out there or some shit, but like, you know, when he does shit, he does tend to have a reason for it, and so like, just being like, she's a man for what?
yeah. I really do doubt that that's. Like I said, I think the Jaimini's box translation kind of muddied things up for some people.
Yeah, but I mean, like, unfortunately, that's the case with like translators' notes sometimes, where like people really like, take it differently.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll find out the true answer when the official Viz translation drops on Monday. Then we will know the truth. Yeah, so this chapter is like, it's at the end right now. Gazelle Man, God, Gazelle Man calls Lord Hold'em, who's the other headliner. That's what they're called.
Yeah, like what the fuck's with this like ranking system? Fuck this.
Yeah, I know. I read somewhere that headliner is it's like a ranking for, or it's like a title in like Japanese, in some kind of Japanese like stage play.
Oh.
Yeah, and people were saying that the naming scheme of the Shogun and Kaido's like army is probably based on that.
It might be based off of Kabuki. Again,
yeah,
I don't...
that's what it was.
Yeah, like, I don't know really shit from fuck about Kabuki, but that does seem to, like... It does seem to line up with that, because as far as I know, like, the main actor does have, like, his own, like, specific role. Like, he's, like... He has, like, a label, and then he has like a specific makeup style, and then the bad guy also has like a specific label, and he has like a specific makeup style.
Yeah.
So they do like really separate everything.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, but anyways, he calls Lord Hold'em, and he's like, I got the girl we received a report about, the one that tamed Hee. I've captured her. And we get to see a shadow of like, you know, a silhouette of Lord Hold'em, and he's like very obviously a lion, and he's like, well done, she seems quite useful, bring her here. And then O-Tama's crying, and then O-Kiku's like, we're barging in, like, that's Bakura Town, that's the city of officials and pirates. And Luffy and Zoro are like, they're like, yo, let's go. And then O-Kiku's like, why do you two seem happy? Like, why do you look happy?
Dude, they're just fucked up.
They're high on they're fucking high on adrenaline.
They're high on poison. They're high on grape juice.
Yeah. Yeah. They're high on Magellan right now. We get a cut to Beppo and Sachi and Penguin, whatever,
I think so.
the
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
name. Yeah, we get a cut to them from the last chapter. And if you remember the last chapter, they were the ones that saw Luffy and them on the mountain. And they're like, Captain, bad news. Like, Straw Hat and Zoro, like, they entered Bakura Town. And then we finally see Law. And Law's like, oh, Straw Hat's here? And then he fucking springs up. And he's like, wait a minute. Like, they're gonna cause some kind of scene. And the other guys are like, yeah, exactly. And he's like, we gotta stop those idiots.
Fucking dude, Law knows exactly who and what Luffy is, and
I love it.
Oh my god, does Law hate Luffy? I'm here to tell you, breaking news, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what? I fucking love this.
Yeah, I love this. And we're not on break next week, which means hopefully, I mean, I don't know if Law's gonna enter with Luffy and them next chapter, but I hope he does. I hope we get some interaction with Law to kind of, or at least find out what he's been doing this whole time. Because from right now, like, I brought it up earlier, or we brought it up earlier, the Batman mentions that somebody was stealing from the plantations, and we see them bumming it up on this mountain. I'm pretty sure it's them.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like,
there's like no question.
I'm pretty sure they're just living on the mountains, just stealing whatever they want from the plantations. And they're strong enough to, like, if you try to stop me, I'll just fucking kill you. Like,
because you know what? Law's actually smart. You know who isn't smart?
Yeah.
Zoro.
Yeah. Yeah, Law could use his devil fruit to, like, create a room and just switch the fucking fruit with like rocks or something. I don't know. Zoro would wander into, like, the next town over and be like, hey, where's the plantation? I'm lost.
Yeah. I can't argue against that. This is now a Zoro hate cast, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
We're just shitting on the man like that, huh?
Yeah. No, overall, this is a good chapter. We got a lot more world building having to do with Wano than I originally thought. Like, the first read through, I was like, oh man, this is cool. Like, you know, the story's moving along, the pacing is really good. And then reading it again and again, I was like, man, there's a lot of, like, little intricate things that they show us that, like, have to tease something in the future. But
I don't know. We'll see.
It was a good one, man.
A good one, a great one, and it's just about time. So if you help me take us out for the week, I have a crack theory.
All right. Well, you heard the man. That's gonna do us this week. Follow us on all of our social media. We have at ParameciaCast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast on Facebook and YouTube, parameciafancast.libsyn.com, libsyn.com. Episodes go up every single week. As soon as they go up on Libsyn, within a couple of hours, they'll be up on YouTube, you know, video rendering and all that jazz. Other than that, I have nothing else. It's been a good week. Franz, give us the crack theory.
So, here in Baku Town, whatever, there are 3 headliners, 30 smile people. So next week, we will meet the holder of the spider smile fruit, Spider-Man. We will meet the holder of the iron smile fruit, Iron Man.
The holder of the super smile fruit, Superman.
Disney is after Jump already. We can't escape.
Holy shit, that's
the real crack theory.
Disney is trying to acquire Shueisha.
We've got no escape.
There is no God. There is no hope.
Shueisha, Watashi wa don't feel so good.